Houston, I've got a problem. This gas situation is out of control. Help. Another budget strat. Right off the top, no demo, no playing. I'm going to spare you of having to listen to me play this guitar right now. This is going to be simply a comparison of this budget strat versus a Squire Bullet, which is one of the more common budget strats that people buy that are starting out, hobbyists like myself, wanting a strat in their collection, you name it. So first off, what the hell is this? Look at the headstock here. See if you can guess. What is this? No name. Well, this is a Stagg guitar. And I am going to be comparing this Stagg bullet-like, or should say strat-like guitar to a Squire Bullet. So let's talk about the flat-out comparison of both, and then I'll talk about what I like about it and what I potentially don't like about this guitar. Okay? So we'll start off with a general comparison. So right out of the box, the wood on this thing is Paulownia, right? Which is a very, very lightweight, nice, resonant, nice grain wood. So you can see here from the finish, it's a gloss finish to the guitar, 3-tone sunburst on the front, nice wood grain, really attractive looking instrument. I really like it. The back of the guitar, however, doesn't have that finish on it, it's still gloss, but it's just pure black. I don't know why they couldn't carry this color through on the back of the guitar. I know why. I think it's because to save money, but it really takes away, in my opinion, from the overall appearance of this guitar. So the wood on here is Paulownia. A Squire Bullet is poplar. Done enough poplar jokes. Poplar is slightly heavier than this guitar from a weight standpoint. So a typical Squire Bullet Strat style guitar is about 8 pounds and change. This is 6.2 pounds, so it's roughly 2 pounds less than a Squire Bullet. So for old guys like myself, that means a lot. I like a light guitar these days, and this guitar is really light, which I love. The other thing, the fretboard on a Squire Bullet is laurel, Indian laurel. That's what the material is. This is actually rosewood, and it is not a rosewood-like fretboard. This is rosewood. I've had enough guitars to tell that this is an actual rosewood fretboard, which is another nice feature on the guitar. Squire Bullet has 21 frets. This has 22. That extra fret may mean a lot to you if you make the most of real estate on a guitar neck. To me, quite frankly, it doesn't mean anything. But some of you that are purists that like 22 frets for whatever reason may want 22 frets. This has it. The radius of the guitar neck is 9.5 inches, very similar to a Squire Bullet. The nut on this guitar is described as a bone nut, and it in fact looks to me like a bone nut, which is nice. A Squire Bullet nut on the guitar is plastic or synthetic bone. So this is that's another plus of this guitar. The bridge on this guitar is it's like your typical Squire Bullet 6 saddle bridge. No different. It's probably made in the same factory. Very similar bridge. The guitar comes with not much, no gig bag. It ships with this, which is a cheap, very cheap guitar cord, the tremolo bar, and the Allen wrenches. One for intonation and one for adjusting the neck. What else do we have to talk about here? Tuners. Sealed tuners. You can see here. Very inexpensive, cheap sealed tuners. Now the tuners on this guitar are not good. Get that right out of the way. They stick, they slip a little bit, ping. So I have a funny feeling they're going to need to be replaced at some point. Right now it seems to be holding tune, so again, for my playing abilities, being a hobbyist, they're probably fine. But if you do play regularly, whatever the case is, you may want to upgrade the tuners. That's the weak point on the guitar. Pickups. 3 singles. Ceramic pickups, right? These pickups are actually, in my opinion, my humble opinion, excellent pickups. They really do sound good. And I've tried a lot, as you Lord knows, and you've seen from the videos, I've tried a lot of low-end budget guitars. And I find these pickups on this guitar to be amongst the best that I've come across for budget ceramic pickups. They really do sound nice. The neck pickup, you get more of that nasally Strat sound that you should get out of a Strat, and you get the brightness in the bridge and the in-betweens with the middle engaged, etc. It's connected like a vintage Strat, so the tone does not control the bridge. But the pickups on this guitar I really, really like. It's one of the high points. The what else do we want to mention here? Trying to think if I covered everything. So bullets these days, for whatever reason, all appear to come, at least in the 3 single, traditional Strat configuration, as a hardtail, meaning no tremolo bar. This guitar obviously comes with a tremolo bar, so if you are a tremolo user, you may find this to be have a significant advantage over a Squier bullet, which is typically a hardtail if you buy them new. So let's talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly, or whatever you want to call it, right? Good, bad. What I like, what I don't like. So what I like about this guitar, I just mentioned. I'm going to just summarize the stuff. Lightweight. This Polonia body is very light, 6.2 pounds. I really do find it comfortable to play. Not a lot of neck dive. Really a nice feeling guitar. I like the fact that it has a rosewood fretboard. On budget guitars these days, it's a rare finding. Very nice. Bone nut. Another plus on a budget guitar. The other thing I really like is this vintage appearance. Now you can see the 3-tone sunburst color is nice. The wood grain on the guitar is nice. But more importantly, the pickguard and the pickups and also the knobs are like an off-white. I don't know if that comes through clearly on the camera. But this is not a bright white, doesn't have bright white plastic all over it, which is nice. So it's got the 3-ply pickguard, which is also, I don't believe the Squier, I think the Squier bullets all come with single plies these days, but this has a 3-ply pickguard, black, white, black, and it has that vintage off-white color to it, which I really, really like. What else do I like about this guitar? I like the fact that it has a skunk stripe, right? It just gives that classic Strat appearance, or more Strat-like than most. Doesn't have the Strat headstock, but that skunk stripe kind of adds that authenticity to some extent. Whether it's crazy or not, but I like it. I don't find the headstock at all annoying to me. It almost looks like a Sir style headstock. So the headstock shape is fine. I like the fact that it doesn't have any crazy, crap or name written across it. The only place you see Stagg is on the back of the headstock, as you can see here, right? It says Stagg. That's it. 2 string trees. What else do we want to talk about? Okay, so what's good? So I mentioned what I liked, right? What's not so good are the tuners, as I mentioned before. The tuners probably need to be upgraded. Definite weak point on the guitar. There was some sharp fret ends on the neck that need to be addressed, but not bad, not horrible. The G&Ls, I've experienced a lot worse, but they do need to attend some of the frets on here. The switches this 5-way switch is a little chintzy. It doesn't have much tension to it, so I don't know how long this thing is going to last. Otherwise, the volume controls and all have variants. They feel fine. I have no issues with them. The neck is a little bit on the thicker side. So again, if you don't like a full neck or full C neck, you may not like this guitar. If you're a shredder or somebody that likes very thin necks, Ibanez type thin necks, probably won't like this. Out of the factory, it was set up relatively well. String height is a little high for my liking, but acceptable. No string buzzing. Some people like it a little higher for bending or whatever, so you may find it fine. It's all a personal thing. Intonation was fine. It shipped in a single Stagg box, and then Amazon, in their infinite wisdom, put it in this like super large box. So this inside the big box was whacking and sliding all over the place. Why they do that, Lord knows. But it's escaped any damage. It appears to be fine. The neck is satin finish on the back. No gloss, which is nice. Also, the heel of the neck, as you can see, it's got this slope to it, right? Like some guitars do. It adds a nice, more of a boutique-ish type feel, which is nice. I don't see a lot of guitars with this on the budget end of the spectrum, which allows for a more comfortable playing and access at this part of the fret. You know me, I'm constantly playing on the 22nd fret, shredding. Yeah, like this means anything to me. But for those of you that are players, it very well might. Yeah, that's it, guys. That's the first look of this particular guitar. Now we'll talk about the price. So a Bullet Strat is right now up to about $199.99. That's the typical average MSRP for a Bullet Strat these days, which is crazy. This guy is $179.99. So normally, if you're not getting any sales or anything, it's a $20 difference. Now, if you're hell-bent on a thicker neck, if you like the fact that this is a lighter body, if you like the vintage look, you may want to go with this, even though it's not a Bullet Strat. However, when there's a $20 difference, it's harder for me to justify something that's not a Fender or not a Squier. But I got this on sale on Amazon for $116.99. For that, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. Really like it. I think it's a great deal. If you can find these when they're on sale on Amazon, I think it's a great deal. Otherwise, then it's a little bit more hard-pressed, the $20 difference. Because if you decide you don't want the guitar, you change your heart, whatever the case is, you want to resell it, you want to trade it in, you're never going to get as much for a non-brand name guitar as you will for a Squier. That Squier on the logo, or the fact that it's made somehow in conjunction with Fender. You're going to get a little bit more bang for your buck if you do trade it in or sell it. Not that you're going to make a lot of money either way because they're budget guitars, but just to keep that in mind. But again, for me, being an average Joe and a novice and a hobbyist, i.e. that all equivocates to a shitty guitar player, this is fine. It more than suffices my needs. I really think it's a great bargain if you can find it around that below 120, the 117 mark, which prices fluctuate all the time on Amazon. I think it's a great deal. Or somewhere else. You may find them on eBay. I don't know. But I really like the Stagg. It's an SES 30. That's the model. I will put all the information below on the guitar. Links, etc. Again, guys, if you find these videos helpful and useful, please subscribe. That helps me a lot. And again, any comments, any questions that you have regarding this guitar or anything that pertaining to it or whatever, fire them below. I'll do my best to answer them as quickly as possible. And as always, guys, until the next time, be well and stay safe. Take care.